And sometimes we need to draw or model a sloped ceiling in our projects, like in theaters, or maybe we wanted to model a ramp or below the stairs, So, for consider a slope for the ceilings, firstly we click on ceilings, then sketch ceiling. Afterwards, we should use the drawing tools for, to model it. For example, I draw a rectangle here. Then, by using boundary line, we got slope arrow. If we use it for consider or adding slope for the ceiling. However, we can click on define slope as well. I check define slope and then 10% finish. Then let me put these views side of each other. What should I select, edit, I uncheck slope, and then I define the slope at the other side. Watch this, or I can mirror it at the other side, like this way, such a slope ceiling. Or again, I can uncheck define slope, but this time I want to use a slope arrow that we specify or draw a line ourselves. But note that only one slope arrow is allowed. Here we got more features here for slope arrow in ceilings, like in a specify we can set height at tail or set it to slope. We talked about it in floors. I can consider 500 for the height offset from tail, like this way. Check it out, there is offset between them. I edit it, changing the direction. In the new example, watch this. Then I make a copy out of this section line. I open the section. Watch this. Let me measure the distance. Linear from here to the other end, like this way. Well done. From this point to the other end, below actually. Watch this. 450, 516, and then from the center we measured it, and from the top to the top 450. Then we can check the slope 10%. However, I made a mistake since I have considered the slope on the other one. Again, measuring linearly. Watch this. I'm sorry. 516 from the bottom to the top of the other end. 566, like this way. Again, I open to this part, edit. Then I can set it to specify it to slope. If I set it to slope, we can specify the percentage of slope. Like this way, we can add a value, import a value, percent, and then considering the slope for the ceiling. Like this way. As you can see, the direction of the slope, if I reverse it, the slope arrow here is totally customized and customizable. So this was the way you use slope arrow that we talked about the properties in floors as well. And then you can modify them whenever you want it. Watch this. Again, I want to select this, edit boundaries. I specify 0 for height offset, and When we consider a value, it moves the ceiling upwards, but when we specify 0, they will be drawn based on the start and end points. So, by this way, as mentioned, you can model the slope ceiling without any limitness.